Hello guys, I am Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video, and today I have created this effect from scratch. So let's check it out how I created this.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So as you can see, this guy has really some cool effects here. For this game, it's like a Candy Crush, but it is not. It is some Chinese game. So the channel name is HYT. It has lots of other stuff. So I'll give the link of this channel, this ArtStation profile, in my description. So all get to goes to this original effect, and from these I will create this hammer effect. I don't have hammer or this emoji, but I will create this simple effect from scratch for you guys so you can see how I actually create the effects. So first in Chrome you need to have this add-on. This is very helpful, GIF scrubber. So if you have any GIF playing in your browser, you can just right click and take this, and now you can check per frame how this effect is going. So you can now see per frame. Okay, very simple. And let's just start this. So I'll just minimize my browser and I have just this window now, and in Unreal I have this empty folder. Right click and Niagara. So this is effect is impact. So I'll get impact. And for textures and materials, I will create material, but for texture, these are very simple texture. I don't think I have to create it again, but I give you idea if you don't have any. So let's just open the Photoshop, and till then I will search if I have a star shape already. This is blurred one, and I can use this one, and I'll show you how to create this. One benefit with this type of texture is you can erode this depth. So I'll show you. So if you have a screen, oops, I just type wrong value. So you have this. So you have shape, oops, very shape, custom shape, and you have any shape. What happened to my Photoshop? All thumbnails are gone. So like you have this shape, any shape, okay, and color is white, of course. I'm not creating again my star, but I'm just showing you how to create that depth. So you have this shape, just right click this, go to blending option and go to stroke, and by default you have some settings here. You can reset this so it will be like white or black something. So like you have red color with this. So what you have to do in here, fill type, you have to change this to gradient, then you will have a gradient. Then here style, you will have to go to shape burst, and then you need to increase the size, and this is going outside, so you need to make it inside, and then you can do this. So you can see I have a depth of the shape. If I merge these two layers, now if I control and press L, this level window will open. So now you can see I have this full shape, and also I can erode this like this. How cool is this? See, this is really cool. And you can do this level thing in your Unreal Engine material, and you can erode your textures like this. So simple, you can just create a star shape. It has default shape. Then for ring, press Ctrl H. You will have this grid. If you don't know how to set this grid, just go to preference, and because my texture size is 1K, so I am using 256 pixel, so it's dividing 256 by 256, 512, then 108. So now you need to take a circle here, and shift and drag and just leave, and take a black and white color by pressing D in your keyboard, and in new layer I will create a stroke, let's see, 5, then Control D to deselect, and then you can press Control T and just manage. So in Photoshop older version there is center anchor point, but I don't see that here. So what you can do, you can Control T and just select, snap it here, and then snap it here, and then you can scale it down by pressing Alt in your keyboard, but it depends on the Photoshop version, I guess. So now you have this, and one layer you can take this, because here where is my scrubber, yeah. So one layer is faded, you can see this faded layer, and one is sharp, so it has two layers. So I will take two layers in Photoshop, and how I will take this, so I will just duplicate this, and now I have two rings. Now this ring I will just Control J to duplicate layer, and I will blur it, and then I can again duplicate this and just change the screen and duplicate it if I want more bright, and then merge, Control A, Control C, and go to this layer, Control, and paste it in another channel. Now you have two channels, and star I have already, so I am not creating that, otherwise I can use this blue channel for my star shape. So these two, and for the sparks I can just use the radial ramp in material. So I'll just save this, I'll save it on desktop, ring, and targa, save. In Unreal I will import my ring, right click, create material, and this will be my ring 01. And you can switch between these two texture with dynamic parameter, but I will create separate. So I will take just particle color, and this will go to emissive, additive, unlit, two-sided, multiply by the red channel, the sharp line, and we'll go to opacity. This is my ring 1. Duplicate this material, this is my ring 2, just change the channel, this is blurred one, save this, and then again I'll duplicate this, this will be my star, open this and browse this star and use it here. Now you will see how I will make this sharper, because this is blur. So you can do lots of things, you can use contrast, you can add value, and for this I'll use power, see if it will work. So if I increase the power value, it will erode this, you can see, and if I decrease like 0.5, it will make it sharper. So I will use 0.2 or 0.3. Okay, so now this is my star. So all three materials done. Last material will be for sparks. Oops. Material, I can again duplicate this and make it spark, and just take a radial, and notice this spark is very sharp, not faded. So you can use mask if you want, and you can sharp it here. Not this one, radial exponent. And what I will do, just make this masked and connect it here. It will just, oops, it will cut it sharp. So all textures are done, materials are done, and now we will start our effect. I'll just save it. So here, first what is happening after this, of course rings are coming out, these two rings are overlapping and then fading out. So, and there's one more ring in center. Actually these rings are overlapping all the time, so you can do that by duplicating your emitter, or you can just use both layer in your material, so you will not have to do again and again. So you can use, just add both channel here and then use. So now you have single layer of sharp and blurred. I will use this now, so now I don't need to make that separate emitter. And now let's create this. So this will be my ring, and timeline, I'll delete this and this and this. I will use burst, two particles, and material will be my first ring, and spawn rate, the duration, because this is repeating and the frames are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 13. The rings are just 11 frames, so like 0.3 or 4 5 life. So I'll just make it 0.4 for now, 0.4 for now, and I'll just make the random uniform, and this will be like 150. So you will notice one thing, when I'm using random, it's randomly taking the size. Sometimes these are almost equal, sometimes major difference between these two. So for that, what you can do, in 4.26 these options are available, but if you unset this and take the size, if you sprite size is available here, so if you take the size, I guess I'm doing it, I think first time. So, and if you drag it, it will not take, but you can see particle size, the name of the, here if you check this name, this is particle size. So if I create a new vector 2 and name it size, I think it will work. Sprite size. Now you can see it's working. So if I make it 100, it's working. So now I can make it float, and again I can use random and it will work same as it is, but I don't want to use that. So I will use a uniform A and B. So if I put now size 150 and spawn, all the time, every time it will spawn particle with this gapping, because it's boolean, and I can increase or decrease the ratio like this. So it will always spawn the same. And now I need to scale these, so I will now take a size again here and make this float and use a curve from 0 to 1 and just make it a bit faster. I'll make the life shorter and see here, these are also fading when increasing the size, so I'll make it like 0.7 and take the color here and color, make the curve, this is cyan, that is fading. Sometimes it's spawning just 1. I have said 2. Everything is fine, I guess. But sometimes it's spawning 1. So now I have this scaling and this is not fading properly, so I need to make this alpha a curve and then I can use this curve. Now it's disappearing properly, but it's not stopping, it's just, I guess I can work on the curve. So if I make it 0.3 and at 1 shift and click to key and 1 it is 1, but at 3 I will make it 0.8, so it will keep scaling. So now it's scaling very fast at 0.3, then keep scaling till 1. But sometimes I don't know why it's spawning 1. If I place this here, just make it local. If I place this here, now I think it will spawn every time 2. This is weird, so I will just make it, I will just set it, I guess, because I didn't set. No, that's not the problem, I guess. I'll fix that. I'll check how it's. So now second thing I will do, there is soft glow over whole effect. So for that I will duplicate my spark and this is like glow, and instead of this I will use additive. It will become softer with less density. I'll use this glow, just duplicate this and make it glow and use the glow material, make the burst like let it 2 and delete this, use random here. And now the sparks and stars. So stars has 2 variation, 4 are very big and then 4 are very small. So I can do the same thing, and so if I duplicate the ring and make it a star, and I'll just turn this off and use the star material, and I will spawn 8 or like 10, and instead of this I'll use velocity from point. Size is unset, let's increase this for now. So velocity is very high. I'll make it random, 50 and 20, and this is very faded. First I will just delete this, and I'll open my star. This is very faded, so I will use 0.1 and I'll just make this masked. Very short lives, so random 1.2 and 0.5, still short. Let's make it 2.5, and some drag, and this is coming from a point. I just want a sphere, so it will spawn from an area, not from a point. And if you'll see, stars will remain after Hall effect, so it should not die very fast. Let's 3 and 2, 1. And how they are dying, fading, but I can use also scale down. Let's just make this fade at the end. But because this is masked, so I can't get the opacity down here, so I will use this, make it translucent. You can just multiply it with some value if it has some opacity. Now it's sharp, and I can also fade. Now life is too much, and sprite size random 10 and 1, and increase the drag to I think random 2 and 0.2, 0.5, 1. That's fine. Something is missing, the impact. So if we'll play again, because of these sparks, and these sparks are stretching and starting, then becomes a dot and finish. So I'll duplicate this, and this will be my spark. Use this material. In sparks, I will make these velocity align, and size it's 1 and 10 for now, and I will use size here and make the curve on Y, because Y will stretch this. If I increase, you can see Y is stretching, and I'll just decrease this and increase the velocity. and now I will increase on Y. So just decrease this, and in starting I'll just make it 1. In starting Y will be 5, and at 0.5 it will be 1. Size very big, so I'll make it 5, and I'll increase this value, and I will also increase the color like 50, 3. It's still very slow, so let's make it 0.6, 0.5, 1, and 0.8, and increase the velocity. I think 1.5 and 1. These are not becoming dots, so at 1, at 0.5 the Y value is 1, and I will make this 0.2 and just smooth the curves. I'll decrease the time. Now becoming dots. Four and 2, 3. Little bit of life, and spawn rate like 20. And this glow will be bigger, so I will make this like 4 and increase the size like 200, I think 150, and also the life will be random, 0.7 and 0.3, 0.2. So I think elements are all done, and this is also for 3D and not 2D board. What else we are missing? Stars are rotating and stopping on a place. So for stars I will use more drag and less life, 0.5, and I will use rotate sprite. If I increase, it will not rotate. You need to use angle to degree, normalize angle to, if I use radian, it's rotating, so I will use random, 90 minus 90, 50 minus 50, and more bright in starting. And one more thing, now I think It's done. This ring is becoming white, so I'll just use white color and start here at the end. So this is finished now. So this is how you create effect like this, and I hope you liked it. If you have any query, just comment below the video, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel CGHOW. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. Bye bye.